Hi guys, and welcome back to Shelly K Creations. Today I'm going to show you how to make a heart-shaped rug. A few people have actually asked me to make this tutorial, so that is what I'm going to be doing for you today. I am going to be using Bernat Maker home decor yarn. This yarn is made from 72% cotton and 28% nylon, and it is a 5 or a bulky yarn. What I did for a previous one that I made was I put 3 strands of worsted weight yarn together to make that rug, but today I thought I would do something different for the tutorial because it might be hard to see if you're doing 3 strands together. This is in the color Woodberry. And you are also going to need a 8mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, and a darning needle to sew in your ends. So how we are going to start is, for today, is we are going to make a slip knot. You could do this however you prefer, and you insert your hook, pull it tight, and we are going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we are going to join our 4th chain with a slip stitch to the first chain that we made. So this will form a ring. So insert your hook, pull the yarn through both loops on your hook, and so now we are going to be working in the center of our ring. If you can see, the center of our ring is right here. So we are going to be working into that ring. We are going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we are going to yarn over, insert our hook into that ring, and we're going to hold this loose strand flat here so we can kind of work around it so there's not as much to weave in afterwards. And then you're going to yarn over, pull through the loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. That will give you a double crochet, and that counts as our first double crochet of a set of 3. So now you are going to yarn over again, insert your hook into the circle, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over again, and pull through the last 2 loops. So that's 2 double crochet. We are going to make 1 more double crochet into that ring, 3 double crochets, and now we are going to chain 2, and this chain 2 will count as our corner. Now you're going to yarn over and then make another 3 double crochet again. So 1, 2, 3. Now chain 2 for your next corner. 1, 2, and then 3 more double crochet into the circle. 1, 2, 3. Now we are going to chain 2 again for our last corner, because this counts as, this chain 5 that we made at the beginning counts as our first double crochet of this round that we're making and the first chain 2 of the corner. So now after we've chained our 2 here, we are going to make 2 double crochet into that same circle. 2, And then we are going to count up 3 chains from the bottom. So 1, 2, 3. Insert our hook into that 3rd chain, yarn over, and pull through both stitches for a slip stitch. So now, as you can see, we have the beginning of our square for the first part of our heart rug. We have 4 corners here that are the chain 2 spaces, and then 4 sets of 3 double crochets. So now what we are going to do is we are going to chain 3, 2, 3. We are going to do 2 double crochets into this chain 2 space right here. 1, 2. We are going to chain 2, and this will count as our corner again, and then 2 more double crochets into that same chain 2 space. 1, 2. Okay, so as you can see, here's our corner. Now you are going to want to double crochet in each of these next 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3. Get some more yarn here. Now you're going to want to make 2 more double crochets into this next chain 2 space again. So 1, 2, chain 2, and make another 2 double crochets into that same chain 2 space. So 1, 2. Now if you look back at the row here that we just made, we started off with 3 double crochets for our first round, and now in this round, including these 2 that you made in the chain 2 space, you're going to have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochets. So every side that you do, you're going to want to make sure that you have 7 double crochets on top of your 3 double crochets. So I will just show you how to do it again for this round. So we've already made our first 2 double crochets here. So you're going to want to make a double crochet into the next 3 double crochets. Two double crochets into the next chain 2 space. Chain 2. And 2 double crochets into the same chain 2 space. Now if you want to continue to the end by making your 1 double crochet on top of each of the next 3, 2 into the next chain 2 space, chain 2 and 2 into the same space, and then on top of the next 2, I guess you would do. And if you want to meet me back at the end, pause the video and I will show you how to join this round. Okay, so now I've come to my end. I have my 2 double crochets, sorry, here, and then 2 in the next, and this first chain 3 is going to count as my 3rd double crochet for the middle. So once again, you are going to count up 3 from the 3rd chain from the bottom. So 1, 2, 3. You're going to insert your hook into that 3rd chain, yarn over, and pull through both loops. So there, as you can see, is our 2nd round. Now for the 3rd round, you are going to chain 3 again, and you are going to do a double crochet into the next 2 double crochets. 1, 2, 2 double crochets into the chain 2 space, chain 2, 2 double crochets into the same chain 2 space, and 1 double crochet into the top of the next 7 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then once again, 2 double crochets into the corner, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets into the same corner. So if you want to repeat this, pause the video, repeat this all the way around, and then meet me back when you come to the end and I will show you how to join once again. So now I've come down to my last stitch here. So you want to make a double crochet into that same, or into that stitch, and then once again you want to join with the top of your chain 3 with a slip stitch. Now if you want to continue in the same manner until you have the size that you want of your square, you can do this how large or however small that you want to make it. You just have to continue in the same manner, doing 1 double crochet in the top of each stitch, 2 in the corner, a chain 2, and 2 double crochets in the same space, and then just 1 along the top of each of the next stitches. So if you want to pause the video, make your rug as large as you want to make it, and I will show you how to put the circle parts on for the heart once you are complete. Okay, so for the sake of this tutorial, I have just put on 1 extra round here, so I have a total of 4 rounds. This would not be big enough to make a rug with. You're going to probably want to do some more rounds if you actually want a rug, but I figured it would be better to fit on screen if I just did a smaller version of it. So now what you are going to want to do once you are complete and you've joined with your slip stitch for your last round, now you are going to want to slip stitch all the way to the middle of the next round. So if you count how many stitches you have in your round, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I'm going to want to go to the 8th stitch, which will be in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to want to slip stitch all the way to this middle 8th stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is my first stitch, second stitch, third stitch, fourth stitch, fifth stitch, sixth stitch, seventh stitch, eighth stitch. Okay, so now that we are in the 8th stitch here, now you are going to want to chain 3, and then count back here 2 stitches. So 1, 2, and then you are going to want to slip stitch this chain 3 down. So how I like to do that is I like to insert my hook from front to back and then kind of pull this through both loops at the same time, just so that you secure this chain 3 down. Now in the same stitch that you made this chain 3 space here, or this chain 3 here, you are going to want to double crochet into that same stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook into that same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And we are going to continue this 5 more times. We are going to make 5 more double crochets into that same stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this time this chain 3 doesn't really count as a stitch. It's just our secure for the circle part of our heart. Then we should have a total of 6 double crochets in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you're going to want to count 2 stitches over. So 1, 2, and in the second stitch you're going to want to slip stitch just so that we secure this other side here. So as you can see there, we have kind of a half circle, and then we've secured it on both sides. Now chain 3, and then you're going to want to do the same thing. You're going to want to count 2 stitches over from where we slip stitched here. So into this stitch right here, you're going to want to secure it. Now I like to turn it so that the back is facing you before I slip stitch, because it tends to lay a little bit nicer that way. So then slip stitch from the back to the front, or from front to back when it's facing you, but it's actually the back to front. And then pull that stitch through both of your stitches just to lay that one flat. Now you're going to want to make a double crochet into the first stitch that we made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So into this one, you're going to want to make a double crochet. And now you're going to want, since this chain 3 does not count as a stitch, you're going to want to make another double crochet into the same stitch. And now you make 2 double crochets into each of the next 5 stitches. So now I'm going to count here, make sure we have a total of 12 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so now that we have 12 double crochets, you are going to want to, once again, count 2 over. Make sure it's even. Sometimes it's hard to see where exactly is 2 stitches over, and you want to make sure that both sides are even. So since I have 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets here in the corner before my chain 2 space, you're going to want to make sure you count 3 stitches over here. It's kind of harder to see because we did a slip stitch into there, but there's our chain 2 space. 1, 2, 3 stitches over there. So now we are going to, that means that we have 1, 2 stitches here that you count over. So now we're going to do our slip stitch into that second stitch over once again, just to secure that down. Now chain 3 once again, and then turn your work so that now the front side is facing you. And then once again, you do your slip stitch 2 stitches over just to make sure that that is secured. There. Now what we are going to do now is we are going to do 2 double crochets into the next stitch. 1, 2, 1 double crochet into the next stitch, 2 double crochets into the next stitch, and repeat this until you get to the end. So 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, and repeat this all the way around. So pause the video and then meet me back when you get to the end. Okay, so I've come to my last stitch that I have here. This stitch can sometimes be a little bit hard to see, but one way that you can always remember is since we started out with 2 double crochets into 1 stitch, we will always end with 1 double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into there, yarn over, drop a loop, draw through 2 loops, draw through 2 loops. So now we have 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 all the way around. Now you are going to want to count again over 2 stitches. So right here is our next stitch that we are going to slip stitch into. Now we are going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3, and turn our work. And then we are going to slip stitch right into this chain 2 space. So we've basically come to the corner here. So this will be our last round for this half circle. So now you are going to want to make make 2 double crochets into this next stitch right here, into our 1 double crochet that we made before. So 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches, two double crochets into the next stitch, and then 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. And then you repeat that all the way around once again. So 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet 2 times, 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet 2 times. So if you want to pause the video, work your way around and meet me when you've come back to the end again. Okay, now I've come to my end, and once again you should have 2 double crochets, and then you should have your 2 single double crochets in each stitch once again. So now we are going to join with the slip stitch to our corner chain 2 space, and that is the end of your first half circle. So now we are working on the back of our work this time. We are going to make for we are going to slip stitch to the center once again. So we're almost slip stitching into the same stitches that we did before. If I had done another row, which I probably should have, then you would have a total of 5 rows here, and then you would actually be slip stitching down the other side here to the center, which will make it so it doesn't quite look as bulky on the side here, but we're just doing this for the sake of this tutorial. So now you're going to want to slip stitch again to the center. So I'm going to count from here again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to be working in this one. Okay, so now chain 3 once you get to the middle again. And then secure this down 2 stitches over. So 1, 2 into this one right here. Secure it down like we did before. And then do 6 double crochets into that same stitch. 3, 4, 5, 6, and then secure it down with a slip stitch. Now, if you want to continue, if you want to rewind the video if you don't remember how to do this other half circle, and then just follow the directions the exact same for this half circle as you did for this half circle. So if you want to pause the video, rewind if you have to, and meet me back when you come to the end, and I will give you a few tips and tricks on what to do. Okay, so now I have just finished my last stitch for my second half circle. So now I'm going to want to join with a slip stitch to the chain 2 space so that you've joined in the middle. And you're going to snip off your yarn. Pull it through and pull tight. So there is our heart-shaped rug. It's just a small size, but that is our the tutorial for our heart-shaped rug. If you want to make your rug a larger size, I would recommend doing 1, 2, 3, 4. I would recommend doing an odd number of rows. And also, when you're doing the half circles, as you make the half circles larger to match up with the corners of your square, all you have to do is increase the number of single double crochets that you put in between here for every row. So like for example, this first row was 2 double crochets in every stitch. Sorry, that was the second row, was 2 double crochets in every stitch. The next row was 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet. The next row is 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets, and then 1 into each of the next stitches. The next row would be 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches, and 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet in the next 4 stitches as you go on, and so on. So go ahead and make this rug as large as you want. Like I said, I use the Bernat Maker yarn, and I will try to leave a description for where you can buy that in the box below. You can also use any other kind of t-shirt yarn, works great for rugs. So I think there's a yarn called Hooked Spaghetti or something like that that would also work great for this sort of a thing. Or like I did for my previous one, you can do, if you're trying to get rid of some old yarn, you can do 3 strands of worsted weight yarn together, and then once again just make sure that you use your 8mm crochet hook. Thanks for watching this tutorial, guys. Feel free to subscribe and to like this video. You can also leave comments in the comment box below, and also feel free to share this video. And if you subscribe, don't forget to check off the notifications so that you'll be notified every time I put out a new video. So thanks everybody once again for watching.